Hey guys, welcome to the Terraform GCP task series. We will do a list of basic tasks today to get ourselves familiar with using Terraform for GCP. We will follow the DevOps engineer and SRE learning path, which is also available at cloudskillsboost.google/paths. You can always refer to my GitHub repository, thecloudterminal01/learn-devops to get more details. So for today's task, we have the following objectives. At first, we will view the high-level architecture of the infrastructure that we are trying to create. Then we will go through the code once. After that, we will create the infrastructure using Terraform. We will then view the created infrastructure using the GCP console. Finally, we will destroy the infrastructure using Terraform. The total amount of time that we will be spending will be around 9 to 12 minutes. So let's begin. First, let's review the architecture of the infrastructure that we are trying to achieve. This is what the overall architecture diagram looks like. We will have one VPC network with the name My Network. It will have an attached internet gateway. Then we will have instances in two different regions, Europe West one and US Central one. These instances will be in their own subnetworks with different CIDR ranges. Let's look at the code together now. This is where the files with respect to this task are located. There is an instance folder. We'll go and review the variables.tf file. This is where we are declaring all the variables. We don't have any default value for any other variable other than instance type, which has a default value of e2-micro. Inside main.tf, we are saying that I want to start a Google Compute instance, and these are the properties. The image should be debian-cloud/debian-11, and the network should be this one. To see where these variables have been initialized, we will go to mynetwork.tf file. So this is where we are declaring that I want to create a Google Compute network. The name of the network will be My Network, and we want the auto create subnetworks property to be true. With respect to firewall, we want to create a firewall in which we will be allowing the TCP protocol over ports 2280 and 3389. Then we will also be allowing the ICMP protocol for any source ranges, which means that anyone on the internet can ping our servers. Now this is where we are initializing the values for the variables which we saw earlier, that is these variables. So we are initializing them with values such as mentioned over here. The instance name should be mynet us-vm, the zone should be this one, and you should be placed in the network which is declared over here. So these are the properties of the second VM. And last, this is the provider file. Here we are saying that we are using the Google provider. Let's start executing our Terraform files now. We will execute them in Cloud Shell. I've already opened a Cloud Shell session. Let's create a folder tf infra. So let's create a folder instance, and then let's create these files main.tf and variables.tf. Let's copy the contents. We will create variables.tf as well. Let's create mynetwork.tf and provider.tf. So we have created all our required files. Let's execute Terraform init. This is successful. Let's execute Terraform plan. So our Terraform plan output says that we are going to create 4 resources. There's no change in the existing infrastructure and we are not destroying any infrastructure as such. If we take a closer look, we are creating one instance in US region. We are creating an instance in EU region. This is our Google Compute network with the name My Network. And this is our Google Compute Firewall that we declared earlier. So everything is as expected. Let's start with Terraform apply. We'll give yes. And let's wait for the infrastructure to get created. So our Terraform apply is completed as well. Let's start reviewing our infrastructure using the console. Let's duplicate this tab. And let's see the VM instances first. Then we will view the VPC network as well. So these are our instances, which is as per our expectation. Let's go to VPC networks. So this is the network that we created. It has only one firewall rule. If we go to firewall and look at the firewall rules, these are all default and this is the firewall rule that we created and this is applied to our network as well. Let's log into one of the VM instances. So I'm now logged into the instance. Let me try to ping the internal IP of the other instance that we created. So this is the internal IP. I'll copy this and ping it. So we are able to ping, which is again as per our expectation. And we should also be able to ping the external IP as well, because our firewall rule says that the allowed IP range is 0.0.0, which essentially means that anyone on the internet can ping it. So let's ping the external IP from the instance itself. And we are able to ping. Let's try from the terminal, that is my local. I should be able to ping the instance from here as well. We should also be able to access the internet from inside our servers. So let's try that as well. I will ping google.com from inside the server. So we are able to access the internet as well. So this completes our task. Let's destroy the infrastructure that we created just now. We will go back to our console and let's execute Terraform destroy, and it will destroy those 4 resources that we created. I'll say yes. So our infrastructure has been destroyed as well. That's all for today. See you in the next video.